everybody, welcome back to Jazzy Fridays, and where I interview local jazz musicians. This week, we of course have an artist selling over 75 million records worldwide, Grammy Award winning, and of course, one of the best known instrumentalists of all time. Please welcome Kenny G.
Thank you, Kevin. Good to
Of
be with
course.
you.
Great to interview. So of course I want to talk about, of course, your upbringings, of course. So I know you're a sax player, and I know you played in high school. Can you tell me why you decided sax and how you got really into, of course, playing jazz music and playing this type of music?
I saw someone on TV playing it and I thought it looked cool. So I tried it out. I took lessons, actually not too much lessons, just a few, at school, at the public school.
Yeah.
The guy would come in every week and teach everybody their instrument. So I just liked it. I really enjoyed it. And the more that I heard really good sax players play, the more inspired I was to try to become one.
I see. And is there anything that Mr. Bloom taught you that you still remember to this day?
No, no, not at all.
Nothing?
No,
Nothing?
just the basics and that, then,
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And then, of course, I know you're a big advocate for music in public schools, and you've even stated before that you feel obligated to share this love for students. Can you tell me why you feel like you're obligated and why you think it's really important for students to, learn about music in public schools?
Well, it benefited me very much to be able to learn it in a public school system. So the opportunity that I had, I'd like, if other kids can have that same opportunity, who knows where they'll go? Nobody knew I would take it and have this career that I have. I didn't know that, but it was available. So in a lot of areas, there's no schools and there's no music in public schools. So I feel bad for that. So anything I can do to help, I try to do.
Awesome, yeah. And then I know you said before that you can have a really good life if you are really good at something, especially if you love doing it. Was there a certain point in your life that you found that music was something you really wanted to do and then that you were really, really passionate about?
It just grew on me over the years. It started just in fourth grade with playing in the school band, and then little by little started to do other things, and it grew on me as I got to do more cool gigs, and as I got better, people responded that, hey, you're getting good. It's like, well, okay, well, then that's encouraging. So, it keeps going, and here I am today, still working really hard. I'm gonna,
Awesome.
When we're done, I'm going to my venue and
Awesome, yeah.
and practice in the afternoon. Yeah.
Awesome, yeah. Well, I know you're talking about touring a little bit, so I wanted to get a little bit into that. Can you kind of tell me the process of what touring is like, what it's like, how long in advance do you know your set list, where you're performing and stuff like that, and really what the strain is to you mentally and physically of touring, of course, around the country?
Well, that's a big question. So we know generally what songs we're going to play because they're just the right ones that sound really good live. We try to plan our gigs 4 or 5 months in advance. The venues need that kind of lead time.
Yeah.
So, that's it. And, putting all the logistics together, the hotel, the flights, the bus, and all that stuff. And I was in Paris yesterday morning, so I've got jet lagged like crazy right now, working on it. So, it's tricky, and we do our best and work really hard at giving great shows wherever we play.
Awesome, yeah. And of course, you've been playing for most of your life. Do you still find the enjoyment of playing in live venues? You still play gigs from time to time, you do touring, and I know you've said before you practice every single day because you just love playing. Do you still find the enjoyment you found in high school to your point in your life right now?
Oh yeah, for sure. Maybe more, the better I get, the more I seem to love it, and just kind of goes in. It's a nice catch-22 for me that it just one leads to the other. So yeah, I love it. I can't wait to practice today. Can't wait to play my show tonight, and then we do it all again tomorrow. We do it on Friday,
Awesome.
with you.
Yeah.
And then Saturday we'll be in Colorado Springs, and then Sunday we're off. So I'll be back home in LA on Sunday night.
Awesome. Yeah. And then of course, a big stigma that young musicians face is that they only have time to practice and should only get better at their instrument. Like that's the only thing I have time for. which leads to, a lot of the times a loss of love for the art. But for you, as you said, you continue to love music, but you still find things to enjoy. Like I know you have your pilot's license, and I know you really enjoy playing golf. How do you find a good balance between practice and, of course, finding things that you enjoy doing on your personal time?
Yeah, it's a balance that's always in a flow. Sometimes I'm overbalanced on one side, I'm underbalanced on the other. I just keep going, you know. There's sometimes where I'm playing too many gigs, and I need to do other things. And there's other times
Mhm.
where, oh, I haven't done a gig in, a month. I need to get out there and play. So we're always working on it.
Awesome. Yeah, yeah. And I know you brought up gigs for a little bit. But one of the things you said in the past was that you try to get as many gigs as you as possible when you were younger, and that you didn't really care about the money, but you just wanted to play. You just wanted to get out there and play. Can you
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about the story of your first gig and how it's evolved throughout the years that you've been playing and gigging?
Well, right now, gigging to me is playing with my band at our venues. My first gig, I was just a sax player playing, uh, a gig when I was in high school with the Barry White's orchestra, and so that
Hmm.
was my first paid gig. But now it's different. Now it's a whole organization. There's 9 of us that come on the road, and we travel around, and we have our each of us has our responsibility. So it's a
Hmm.
little different than just an individual going to play a gig with a different orchestra.
Yeah.
I don't really
Hmm.
even do that anymore. It's just mainly it's just me and my group, and we just go around
Yeah.
and play. It's wonderful. I'm very lucky that we still have opportunities.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. And then what would you have to say to a young musician that's really interested in gigging but doesn't really know how to put themselves out there and how to get these gigs?
Well, the thing is, they just have to get good. You know,
Mm,
you can't. I mean, you might be able to get some gigs if you're pretty good, but who knows? If you're just exceptionally fantastic, then the gigs will come because people will be amazed at your skill level, and
mhm.
and those opportunities happen. If you get great at anything, the opportunities are there. If you're not great, then you kind of sometimes have to force opportunities, and sometimes you can, but most of the time, it doesn't work out as well.
Mhm. Awesome. Yeah, yeah. And then obviously, one of the things you're most known for is your very unique sound. I've heard people before say you sometimes hear the first three notes and you know it's Kenny G, right? What was the process of kind of getting that unique sound, and how long did it really take you to realize, like, wow, I have this sound. This is my identifying factor of my playing.
Well, I didn't try to do it. It just is the way that I play. And
Mhm.
luckily, it's a sound that people like because different doesn't necessarily mean people like it, you
Yeah.
know? So
Yeah.
I was lucky that people seem to really like the sound that came out of my
Mhm.
sax. And that's
Mhm.
it. It's just the way it happened. I didn't
Yeah.
really do anything to develop it. It's just me becoming a saxophone player, and that's how I play.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Yeah, and then of course, when you were learning how to play, we all have different role models. When, of course, we're learning an instrument, was there a specific person you really looked up to that you listened to the music and try to replicate your sound off of when you were younger?
Yeah, Grover Washington Jr. was the guy that I really connected with
Mhm.
when I heard him play. And it turned out that as my career grew, I ended up doing a couple gigs with him. So that was pretty cool.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, and then of course, you've said before that a hater that's clever is cool. Obviously, as a musician, a lot of us take things very personally about how we play and how we sound, and it's kind of hard to deal with those things a lot of the times. But was there a certain story or a certain point in your life where you realize you shouldn't really take these critiques that seriously, that you just enjoy what you're doing and just find the enjoyment in what you do instead of worrying about what other people have to say?
Yeah, well, of course, that's true. I can't believe I said a hater that's clever is cool. I don't know what I meant by that. I didn't mean it that it's somebody should be that way. Maybe I just meant that somebody that's clever is, has some talent. If you
Mhm.
if you get a bad write up and the guy that's writing it is very clever with his words and he knows how to put things together that's sarcastic and critical at the same time. You can say, okay, that guy's got some talent writing. It doesn't mean that I like it, but I don't let it affect the way that I do my music. It's just I just do it the way
Mhm.
that I know is best for me,
Yeah.
and I let the rest take care of itself.
Awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, well, the last few questions I have for you is, bringing up mental health, of course, mental health is a huge thing for musicians, and it affects a lot of them due to, of course, like I mentioned earlier, a big stigma of wanting to get better and taking critiques. How has mental health really affected you and your career?
I mean, I never think about it, you know. I'm just a hard worker. So
Mhm.
I've never had to deal with anything like that. I just take things as they come and work hard. And I mean, it's hard. It's hard to do what I do. It's hard. It takes a lot of work, a lot of practice, a lot of hours, a lot of travel. Um, but I never thought to get depressed about it or sad about
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
It's just, some days are not that fun when you're traveling. The gigs are
Yeah.
always fun. Actually, I would say almost all the gigs are fun. There are some gigs that aren't fun, but
Yeah.
as soon as I play, I just do my best, and I've never really had to think about it very much, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm lucky that way.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. And then the last question I have for you is, what advice do you have for up and coming jazz musicians or just musicians in general?
Just get great. Get
Hmm.
really great. That's all there is to it. Just be honest with yourself. Record yourself on your phone or whatever. Listen back and go, hey, do I sound the way that I think I sound? And just
Hmm.
be honest. If you're weak in certain areas, work on those areas and get better at it. Or if
Hmm.
there's just a particular area that you're just really good at, just keep practicing that area and get even
Yeah.
better. Just there's no real secret to it. It's the great musicians seem to be successful, and the ones that
Yeah.
are good and pretty good, they can be successful, but there's other factors that are involved, and maybe somebody's super good looking, and that's one reason that they're successful, or
Yeah.
who knows why. But if you get really great, that's where the opportunities will present themselves to you.
Awesome. 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 Yeah. And then I like to ask all my guests to, of course, or suggest one song to be added onto the radio playlist forever. I know you have lots of songs. Would there be one song you would like to recommend everyone to listen to?
You mean of mine or any song?
Of yours, of yours.
Oh. I don't know, really. I mean, my song Songbird is my most popular one.
Hmm.
But maybe probably already heard that a million times, I'm thinking. So, gosh, I don't know.
Hmm.
I have an album that I did called New Standards that I think is
Hmm.
really cool, and it
Yeah.
sounds great. So I don't think a lot of people heard that because lately, people don't really buy records and
Yeah.
CDs
Yeah.
and stuff. So I would say if you picked my album up called New Standards and listened to that, there's some cool stuff in there that you probably haven't heard.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah,
thank you so much. I want to wish you good luck with your travels and, of course, with your concerts. I'm so excited to see you on Friday. It's going to be
great,
a,
Kevin.
a really great time. But once again, thank you so much for
Yeah.
letting me interview and giving me this opportunity to do
No
this.
problem. Yeah, listen, if you want a picture on Friday, I can just say
Hmm.
that like after my gig's over,
Hmm.
I usually come out and sign CDs and pictures and stuff for people. So if you wait there and just come up when you see me behind my desk, don't even wait in the line. Just come up to the front because I'll remember you and
Yeah. Yeah.
just say, and then we can take a picture like that, so you don't have to worry about like timing it with me.
Yeah. Yeah. I get you.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, awesome. I
I'm
can't wait
easy
to
to
see you
find.
Friday.
I'm
Awesome.
easy to
Awesome.
find, Kevin. Okay,
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Have a very good day and good luck with your concerts tonight.
thanks, Kevin. You bet.
Of course.
Appreciate
Of course. Thank you.
it.